In my head, I'm like, so this is not something that is treatable. Like, you can't just say, oh, this is the thing and cure it. I literally have to manage it. So I was unable to sleep. I did not used to sleep. I wasn't eating. I was like in mad denial because I had prayed so much about that situation. And I was like, God, you know, it is done. And just to hear that she had died, it broke me. Are we recording? Is it working? Is it working? It's been such a while since I did this. I've been away from YouTube for a while now. So yes, a lot has happened. A lot has happened and I'm ready to talk about it, which is basically why I took a break from YouTube, because I just needed to take care of myself. So shout out to every single person who reached out to me on Instagram via email saying, hey Chidera, where are you? I sincerely appreciate it. So I'm going to be talking about a couple things in this video. Health challenge, losing a loved one, getting promoted, and also dealing with PCOS. So health challenge, I've suffered some disturbances or disruptions to my health. So it all started off when my husband and I went for a date night, and then we came back in the night only for me to get into the house. Once I took my clothes off and we wanted to get into my house, where my body started itching. It started like gradually, and before you know, I was itching all over. Like I was scratching my body all over. I was like, it was confusing. I started asking my husband, what's going on? Like my body was scratching me, my whole body. I literally felt like I was about to lose my mind. I took my clothes off, everything, and you know, it just occurred to me, get into the shower, maybe my skin is dry or something. So I got into the shower. I was still itching, but when the water touched me, slowly I started feeling like some relief. And then when I got out of the shower, when my skin was drying, it started itching again, and I'm like, God, what is going on? I was so uncomfortable. I started crying. I was panicking. So eventually the itching calmed down and I was able to, you know, pull myself together. This lasted for like 30 minutes. So the next day we decided that we're going to call the hospital, but I tried calling. You know how it is in the UK, how it is to get a GP appointment. It can take forever. I called the GP several times. Each time I called, they'll be like, oh, sorry, we're all booked for today, but the GP will give you a ring or call back tomorrow. But the next day I did not experience any itching. Some days after that I still did not experience any itching. So I was like, okay, it's fine. And then I ignored it, you know, which is something that I think I shouldn't have done. Some weeks further down, the itching started again. And this time it was severe. Like it just started in the night. I started having like rashes and bumps. Not rashes. I don't know. I'll try and see if I can put an image of you on the screen. I started having like bumps all over my skin. It was red. So all the places that were itching were like red in color. I was so uncomfortable. I started crying again. It was in the middle of the night. So at that point, I was just like, you know what? I think I need to buy itch relief cream the next morning. I need to find things that help with itch relief pending when I can get a GP appointment. The next morning, went to Boots, got itch cream and everything that I could get, and I started using this. After that time, I started having it more frequent, like the itchy skin more frequently. And the thing about this thing is it made me really uncomfortable. Like I could be working and the next thing my body starts itching. So it made me highly irritable because I was so uncomfortable. So I started using the itch cream. After that, it got worse again on another night, and then the next morning I decided to invest into the body wash for itchy skin. Like everything itchy skin, I was just like in that area. Finally, sorry, there's just a lot. Finally, it now happened again on I think on a Sunday. It happened on a Sunday morning. Like it was more severe than it had ever been. I itched so much to the point that there was like red spots. Like it was almost about to start bleeding all over, like at different points in my body. Immediately we're like, you know what, we're going to emergency, because at this point, since we can't get a GP appointment, let's go to the emergency. Went to the emergency, spent hours literally trying to see the GP. Eventually we got in. She looked at, I showed her the pictures of my arm. She scratched my arm and immediately the rashes or the bumps appeared on my skin, and she just said, you know what, this is urticaria. I'm pronouncing it well. I hope I'm pronouncing it well. She also said it's known as hives. So basically I'm having an allergy to something. And in my head I'm like, allergy as in how, as in where, from how? All my life I've never had an allergy. Where's this allergy from? She's like, that's the thing, that they can't pinpoint what the allergy is, that I have to think about my environment. Has there been anything that I changed? I told her that yes, we changed what's it called, comforter. I don't know what's called. We use it to wash clothes, so we changed that. And when I started itching, we stopped using it and we washed everything again without it. We thought that was the trigger. She was like, yeah, it's possible. It's also possible it's not that for now she's just going to recommend some tablets that I have to be taking every day to try and control my symptoms. In my head I'm like, so this is not something that is treatable. Like you can't just say, oh, this is the thing and cure it. I literally have to manage it. So I was glad anyway. So I went home, got the tablet, took it, and then for the next 7 days as I was taking the tablet, I did not experience the itching, and I was like, glory to God. I still have not been able to get a GP appointment. Yay, surprising. but I've been able to control my symptoms. So I was reading up on the diagnosis and what causes it, and one of the things they said is change in temperature. So maybe you go from cold, like your outside is very cold, and you come inside and it's warm, that can trigger it. And then I remembered when I went out with my husband, it was really cold that night. When I came inside, the house was warm, so maybe that was what triggered it. So ever since then, anytime I'm going out, I'll just pop it the pill so that, you know, the change in temperature will not affect my skin. But I'm thinking that my trigger is change in temperature, which is weird because I live in a country where there's cold and inside has to be warm. Okay, so yeah, that's that. And I'm treating it. I'm constantly taking a tablet every single day of my life. I don't take it on days when I don't go out, but I take it most of the time. That's the first thing. So let's move into the second agenda of this update. The second thing that happened that really affected me was that I lost a family member. I lost one of my dearest cousins. And it actually happened when I was in Nigeria. So in February, I traveled down to Nigeria for a work function, and I also got the opportunity to spend time with my family. So I was actually in my family house when the call came through that, you know, my cousin had passed. And I can remember the shock I felt. So I was already sleeping and my dad came to wake me and tell me the shock I felt and the denial. I was like in mad denial because I had prayed so much about that situation. And I was like, God, you know, it is done. And just to hear that she had died, it broke me. It broke me in ways I can't even explain. It really hits me. During the remaining 5 days I spent with my family, I was unable to sleep. I did not used to sleep. I wasn't eating. Like, I would literally eat like once a day. I wouldn't sleep. When I stay in my room, maybe till 12 or 1 a.m., I'll stand up from my bedroom and go to my parents' room and sleep and lie down in between them because I was just so anxious. I was so depressed. I was sad. I can't even explain. It was just a flux of emotions, and the rest of my stay in Nigeria was just, you know, clouded by that. And honestly, after a while, when I got back to the UK, I thought I was fine. But then I realized that I'll catch myself like thinking about her a lot of times and, you know, crying and just dealing with that. And it made me realize that grieving or grief is such a weird emotion. Like, you can't put a timeline on grief. Like, you don't know when you stop grieving. It just keeps going on and you have to keep dealing with it every day. So that was one thing that definitely like demotivated me. Even for the rest of the work function, I was not fully participating, and most of my colleagues did not understand why. It's just because literally I had just lost my cousin some days before and I had to go for a work function and act like everything was okay. It was not. And when I came back from the UK, I had lost weight. I lost like 2 kg in Nigeria. I spent like 14 days in Nigeria. I lost like 2 kg. And my plan for going to Nigeria was to go and eat every single thing that I can and like enjoy my stay. Only for me to go, and then this, you know, unfortunate incident happened. So that's the second thing. Okay, so now let's move to some good news. Something else that has happened as a life update for you all is that I got promoted at work. So in February as well, I got promoted to a new role at work. This is just 7 months after being on my current role. So it was such a welcome promotion. Like, I was really excited to be promoted in such a short time. But of course, it means that I have like a heavier workload. But I'm not complaining. And also those that are on my mailing list. So I have a mailing list where I share like behind the scenes and I share like what's going on with me every Sunday evening. If you'd like to subscribe, click the link in the description box to join. It's absolutely free. So they know what's been going on with me. Maybe not everything I shared here, but they like have an idea of what's been going on. So make sure to join the mailing list. Last and final update that I have is, so if you're not new here, you would know that I have and I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome, and it was here in the UK that I got diagnosed once again. This UK, the things that have happened to me in this country lately, my symptoms have gotten really bad. So ever since I've been diagnosed with it, it hasn't really interfered with my life so much, apart from the fact that my periods are very irregular. But now it's literally affecting the quality of my life. I've been having like intense mood swings. 1 minute I'm happy, the next minute I'm really sad, and I can't explain it. And it just happens like this, like day in, day out. My mood has been like all over the place. Another thing is my skin. I'm having like massive like breakouts, extreme dryness. I've never like experienced my face being so dry. Also cravings. I keep craving nonsense. I keep craving junk and, you know, chocolates. Me that don't used to be chocolate. Like weight gain. Obviously I've gained weight again. but it's not too drastic, but like I keep struggling with weight gain, and just my overall, like the way I feel, I've been feeling very low energy. It's just been a drag for a couple of weeks, and I'm like struggling every day to show up. So it's literally affecting my life, and I'm at a point where I'm seeking like help. So there's something I learned about recently, which is known as cycle syncing. I shared about it on my Instagram story, which is basically changing your lifestyle to support your hormones. So I'm on that path now, and I'm about to start making some lifestyle changes, which hopefully is going to help reduce my symptoms and make it more manageable, if that makes sense. But it's really affected me. It's been a lot. Okay, so that's everything. You're all caught up with my life. Let me know what's been going on your end. Also put it down in the comment section below. What videos would you like to see from me? I know I've been away for a while, but I'm hoping to get back at it. So yeah, I should be putting another video out next week and the week after that, hopefully. Without further hesitation, see you next time. Bye bye.